Servlet package which is used to run the servlet application, and import java.io package, and next my servlet name is adding servlet. So here I am extending the generic servlet. So instead of implementing servlet interface, I am extending generic servlet, and then I did not write init and destroy method because there is no use here, because end user able to enter only two numbers. So here our program is to performing addition of those two numbers. So internally init and destroy method can be happen. Okay. So the service public void service method. So here servlet request, servlet response. So the request object is REQ, response object is RES. And then there are two lines of code is there. res.setContentType, res.setContentType text/html print writer out equal to res.getWriter. So here these two lines used for display the output in the website console, web page console. And then I am getting the information what actually here request req dot get parameter t1. Why I have taken t1? Earlier in the number.html file, number 1 under the tag the name is t1. So here we should remember t1 and t2. What we have written here, that should be where we should by using that we can retrieve the values in the what actually end user input given input to that. So t1, so get request dot get parameter. So by passing the t1 as argument, that will be stored as a string object, that is a. Like that, same thing can be request dot get parameter t2, that will be stored in string object. Why? Because input comes to the everywhere in Java, that should be treated as Java, sorry, string. So here we need to pass in. So integer dot passing of a, and that will be stored n1. Integer dot pass into b, that will be stored n2. The logic I have written here into sum equal to n1 plus n2. So this sum I am going to display to the user, end user. So this is the total output by using out object. I have written some HTML tag. So this is used to like give the response on creating dynamic content. So I told you creating dynamic content. So here based on the client request. So what is the client request here? So requested by submitting t1 and t2 values, client requested for the sum of those two numbers. So that those sum will be displayed as that sum is equal to the value. So the background color here I have written as yellow. So in this way we should develop servlet program. So here our servlet program extend generic servlet, and I have written So here our servlet, adding servlet is a class which is extension of generic servlet, and I have written the service method, and this service method takes the input. Those inputs are t1 and t2, and process input. Business logic here is sum equal to n1 plus n2. Process the input and gives the output. Process the input as well as gives the output. The output should be as web page. The web page can be displayed by using these HTML tags. These HTML tags I have written out.println statement. Okay, this is the way of developing servlet class. And next we should write web.xml file. So in order to develop servlet application, first we should develop resources, web resources. Here the web resources are web page and Java class. So web page is ember.html and Java class is adding servlet.java. And then we need to develop web.xml file. Web.xml file, already I told web.xml file should be like name should be web and the action should be XML. And this file consists of a root tag as web-app. So this is opening tag, this is closing tag. Under this we should write any tags. So this because we are going to register nothing but this is web.xml file is a deployment descriptor. Deployment descriptor nothing but where actually servlets are. It knows about servlets. So in order to make the registration section registered servlets in deployment descriptor, we are using tags. Those are servlet tag. This is servlet opening tag and servlet closing tag. One more tag is servlet mapping opening tag, servlet mapping closing tag. So there are two tags are there in order to register the servlet. So those two tags are, one is servlet, another is servlet mapping. And servlet is a tail tag of web app. And this servlet having two subtags. One is servlet name, another is servlet class. Here servlet name should be any name you can write. Any name you can write. Not a problem. Here I have written 1. So whatever you have written 1 here, servlet as name as 1, that you should write in servlet mapping in servlet name as 1. Both should be matched. Both should be matched. And then and servlet having one more tail tag, that is servlet class. That's whatever we have written the servlet class, that name you should write. Here our class is adding servlet. Keep in mind what you have saved that one, that should be have written. What is the class name, file name, what is the class name in that servlet, we should write this one. So this is servlet registration section and this is servlet mapping section. Servlet mapping section consists of two subtags, tail tag. Those are servlet name, URL pattern. Servlet name, whatever you have written here, that should be right. Here in this case I have written 1. If you want, you can write any name. And URL pattern, this URL pattern you should write what you have written, form action. That should write. There I have written add, that add. That same thing you should write add. So finally, web.xml file consists of servlet registration section as well as servlet mapping section. Okay. In this way, suppose I have written only one servlet class. Only one servlet class. If you write 100 servlet classes, we should write these servlet registration section and mapping section 100 times. That's all. We should write. So this is for servlet. This is for servlet. In this way, we should develop web.xml file. So web.xml file consists of root directory is web-app. Under the root directory, there is two tail tags. One is servlet and servlet mapping. These two tags will be used for servlet registration. So here there are 100 servlets are there. Suppose in your application, you should write 100 times these two servlet and as well as servlet mapping sections. Understood? Okay. Next. So we are actually developing the servlet application, right? So my servlet application name is, directory name is adding application and member.xml. So those what we have written, those we need to copy corresponding appropriate places. So number.html copy to the root directory. Okay. So web page is copied to the root directory and web.xml file copied to the web-inf and then adding servlet.java. Nothing but we should compile and then that class file should be copied to the classes directory and then servlet-api.java file will be copied into the lib directory. This is the final directory structure for the adding application. Then how to like after developing servlet application, I need to copy and paste into this application into the Apache. For suppose in this case I used Apache Tomcat server. So in this Apache Tomcat server there will be directory web app. In that we need to copy and we need to paste the adding application directory. Then after that we need to install JDK and then we need to install Apache Tomcat server. Set the class path like this. So set the path here is whatever JDK you have installed, you should set the path up to bin in JDK. And then after installing Apache Tomcat server, you should set class path up to this servlet-api.java file is available in Apache Tomcat server as in lib directory. as in lib directory. Then copy the directory adding application to the ABAPS directory, and then start the Apache Tomcat server and open the browser, enter the URL like http://localhost:9090 adding application number.html. Why you are entering like this means here you should know HTTP is a protocol, hypertext transfer protocol, which uses to port number is 80, and then here Apache Tomcat server which lies in my local host. That's what you should write, localhost, or else you should write 127.0.0.1 and 9090. So localhost is the server address and 9090 is the port number, server port number, and then this is the directory name, adding application name, and then number.html is for public URL. So after entering this, you should get web page of number.html, and then if you enter the values, when the user enter the values, then click on submitting that, you will get output of that page. Sir, thank you. See you, sir. Okay, so how to write this one? How to run this application? I showed as a video. Just make a look into that. How to run this? So I am explaining about how to run this application. So here just first of all you need to set path and class path. So for that just watch this video, you can understand. So right click on my computer. Right click on my computer and go to properties and go to environment variables, set path. So here already I set the path. This is environment variable and this is the user variable, this is the system variable. In the user variable, anywhere you can do that one. So here Java underscore also we need to set path like this. After setting this path, submit OK and close this console, and then check this directory. Our directory name is adding application. Okay. So web-in file directory and this web.xml file. So this is a web.xml file. So this is my number.html file. Number.html, open that. What I showed in the PPT that I have written the code here. Here form action. I told you form action http://localhost:9090 adding application /add. So we need to remember this add public URL name, and this is the input. The type is text, name equal to T1, and another input, the type is text and name equal to T2. So after completion of number.html development, we need to develop Servlet. So here we are going to import packages, Servlet package, Java external Servlet, and then my class name is adding Servlet, and it is extension of generic Servlet, and there are two objects, servlet request and response objects passing to the service method. Request object is used to hold the request parameters and response object is used to give the response to the client. So there are two lines of statements are there. res type print writer, res dot get writer. These two lines are used for do the output console. Nothing but web page. By using request object, we need to get the parameters which is submitted by the end user by saying the T1 and T2. Those values, so T1 and T2 here. T1 and T2. These values are stored in the string type A and B. Those A and B values by using parsing can be stored as integers N1 and N2. And finally, the business logic here is sum equal to N1 plus N2, and that output finally can be displayed by using out object. By using out object. So after writing this code, we should save by using adding servlet dot Java. We should compile by using Java C adding servlet dot Java, so that class file is created. After that, we need to develop web.xml file. So I told you a web.xml file which consists of two subtags, which consists of main tag is web.app, and under this two subtags are there, servlet as well as servlet mapping. This is servlet registration section. This is servlet mapping section. Here any name you can write. Here I have written 1, and here also 1, and here this is any name. This is the add public URL. What you have written there in number.html, that should copy and paste there. So that should match with both. So finally we have written XML file, number.html file, and servlet file. So number.html class file. After compiling the Java file, that class file is created. And in this lib, I place servlet-api.java file. So after developing these resources, so you need to place appropriate directory structure and copy this adding the application directory copy, and then paste into the C directory and Tomcat server web apps directory. In this web apps directory, we need to paste our application directory. So adding application. After pasting, copy and paste, we need to start the server. That server go to bin, startup batch file is there. Click on that startup batch file. Then server will be start. So it is nothing but how many milliseconds takes to start the server. Here the port number used in this server 9090. Just I showed like 9090 port number here, port number 9090. That port number you should write in format. And then open the browser, enter the URL http://localhost:/9090/adding application/number.html. So click on submitting on that. This is the web page. This is the web page of number.html. So your end user can enter the values, 2 numbers. Click submit on that. The sum is we are getting. So based on client input, servlet, web server gives response, creates dynamic content. This is the dynamic content. Maybe that is HTML page only, but this is dynamic content. So for creating dynamic content, servlets are excellent. So which are introduced by the Sun Micro system, including the servlet. JSP is also used for creating dynamic content. Thank you.